recently, the denial rate has been very high. That is why this video is for you. That is why you must stick to the end, because I'm going to share with you what you need to do to get your visa approved. I always tell people the cost of visa denial is very high. You have to pay new visa fee, wait so long, especially if you are coming as a student, a visitor, and your visit is non-negotiable. Some people are coming for funerals, others are coming for important business and conferences. You must always make sure that you do things right so that you don't go through the stress of denial. Let's get right into the video. So, if you are preparing for any kind of visa interview, whether student visa, visitor's visa, religious visa, H-1B, whatever, note that the Trump administration's immigration policies, enforcement, and deportation have influenced now about the way the embassy and the interview work. While the policies governing visa interview have not overly changed, there are some issues you must be aware, and there are some things we have seen in the past few weeks after Trump was inaugurated. And I'm going to share with you all the things you must take note, all the things we have observed from people who have gone for interview, people who have been rejected, and those who have been approved. Now, the first thing you must know as you prepare for your visa interview is that there is increased scrutiny during the visa interview. Now, visa officers are paying attention to details. They are asking questions that will assess your clear intent and your financial capabilities. We've seen recently that people who go for interview and don't show clear purpose of travel are being rejected. Visa officers don't have time. Previously, some of the things that visa officers would have been okay to give visas or issued visa, they are denying people with the slightest chance that they get to know that you don't have clear purpose and you just want to relocate. So make sure that if you are preparing for visa interview now, you have a very clear purpose, because the Trump administration want to limit the number of entry. Already they are trying to deport people. So in the same way, you must know that they will also try to make sure that they will limit the number of entry to get new people to enter the United States. They are trying to avoid people who are going to overstay their visas. So make sure if you are preparing for your visa interview, you have a clear purpose of travel, a clear reason for traveling. If you are very young, you don't have a good job, and you have a girlfriend you met online, and you are trying to visit your girlfriend, that's going to be difficult because the visa officer may think that you wouldn't come back. So make sure that you have a clear purpose of travel, because there is a high level of scrutiny these days at the visa interview about your intentions and about your financial variabilities. Also, expect stricter enforcement on the visa rules. As I said, visa officers are not lenient these days. Something that would have been automatic, something that would have caused for further questions, it will result in automatic denial. They don't have time to pamper you these days. They don't have time to ask for further questions, because already they are trying to limit the number of people. They are trying to limit the people who are coming into the US. So they are going to ensure that you meet the visa rules from toe to toe. Purpose of travel, or your financial capability, and your ties to your home country. This is very, very important. Visa rules are going to be enforced. So prepare in a way that will help you meet the visa rules. It is as simple as that. I always tell people, getting a US visa is the most easiest visa to get as compared to others, because you have the opportunity to go in with a very good strategy that meets the visa rules. The most important thing is convincing the visa officer, making the visa officer believe what you are saying. And that is where people get the problem, making them believe, because it is your word against their thoughts, right? Whether they will believe whatever you say depends on what you say and how you say it and under what circumstance. So visa rules are going to be enforced these days. Also, expect outright denial. Before Trump's administration took over, we saw a lot of administrative processing. Some of the people we coached who went for the visa interview were put on the administrative process when the visa officers were not convinced about one particular issue or one document in their application process. They put them on the administrative process. They asked them to bring further documents or further particulars, or the embassy does their own research and gets back with decision. In most cases, the decisions has been approval. However, in this Trump's administration, expect outright denial. Most of the denial these days are just outright denial. Visa officers are not going to put people on administrative process when they believe that they don't qualify or when they don't have clear conviction about something. So make sure that as you are going for the visa interview, you go with every document you have, whatever you need, just carry on with you. Even though that is leading us to our next question, which I'm going to say, visa officers are not going to check documents because they believe that most documents are fake. It doesn't mean you shouldn't carry them, but don't go into the visa interview showing your document. They are not interested in the document you carry. They are interested in the way you give your verbal responses. So your verbal responses must help you. Your verbal responses should give clear indication of what you are interested and why you are coming to the US, the money, where you work. That is enough. That is what the visa officers are looking for. They are not going to pay attention to documents. They are not going to check whether you have the money or not, but carry the documents with you. But don't expect them to check because the visa rules are going to be enforced, as I said. And the last important thing you must know is to expect higher denials in countries where they are overstayed in visas. So in places like Ghana and Nigeria, we are going to see higher denials because if you look at the US immigration record, places like Ghana have higher rate of overstaying. People from Ghana, Nigeria, and most African countries, India especially, also get into the US and they don't go back. As a result, we have a higher record of overstaying in the US. So visa officers are going to receive instructions to pay attention to these countries. And most of us from these countries are unfortunately going to be victims of some of the activities of those who came ahead of us. So pay attention to this and know that there's going to be higher denials in places where people have overstayed their visas. So that should help you prepare. That should help you know the expectations you should have as you are going for your visa interview. It is very, very important because if you have a clear expectation of what the visa officers are expecting, then it will help you in the way you prepare. Now the question is that how do you increase your chances of getting your visa approved? After saying all this, there's still a way because you actually have a lot of people also who have been approved because they did things right. So these are key things people must watch out for if they are going for their visa interview in this Trump administration. I hope this helps. Please let me know your thoughts in the comment section. If you have any question, you can reach out to us through our website www.beitlaman.edu.com or beitlaman@gmail.com. If you are new here, please subscribe. And if you have not subscribed, please do. That is the only way you can use to help us. Subscribe, like, and let us know your thoughts in the comment section. And as always, remember that theology is fine. Trust me.